I don't know how to put this, but we're kind of a big deal. It has been confirmed, and all of the rumors are true. Moorestown Friends School will be closing after tonight's commencement. The staff, faculty, board members, and head of school all agree that there is no point in continuing school since the class of 2011 is leaving. We all know how disappointed everybody is that we are leaving. Our time at MFS has been like a roller coaster ride. We have had our downs, but more importantly, our ups. Mainly because Matt's roller coaster only goes up. We made the best of our time here at MFS. I don't really know where to start with this speech. Heck, I barely even know how to speak English. I even considered getting a translator for this speech, but it turns out the school spent all of their money on the airplane for the convocation. One of many interesting purchases they made in our high school career. Everyone graduating today has become part of my extended family. If I had not made the connections with half of the kids at the school itself would not be nearly as fun. Some days I even came to school excited to see my friends. Crazy, right? Every single personality is so different, it's natural for all of us to get along. All of our teachers seem to agree that the class of 2011 has a bond unlike any other they have seen before. It sounded like something they might tell every other grade, but as we matured and rose to the top of the high school hierarchy, I could see that our teachers weren't just making this up. This class's chemistry really seemed to develop in our sophomore year in chemistry class. The majority of us had Miss Chung. I'll never forget all of the wild times in that class, from Native American chants to escape artists to the unforgettable whole class detentions. Somewhere along the way, our class managed to pick up a bad reputation. We found ourselves receiving a stern talking to from Mr. Glendinning and Mr. Brunswick one day after meeting for worship. We were informed that our class had the lowest GPA in MFS history. And if we didn't get our ish together, we were going to get F'd. They obviously hadn't calculated our heart into the equation. We all know that our class developed senioritis a little too early. But come on, everybody knows our grade can party. Heck, I'm not even mad. It's amazing how much fun we have together. As the famous Shoe Shine Gang once said, the party never stops because the party never ends. I'm not sure where we picked up this party mentality, but it must have developed early on in our career at MFS. I personally remember towards the end of lower school when we were in 4th grade, and Miss Miller had a jar that she would fill up with marbles every time we had a good day. When the jar was filled, we would have a party. If I remember correctly, we filled that jar up a few times, and we had some pretty crazy ragers. Nothing like getting a sugar high from a few gallons of chocolate milk and bagfuls of candy. Don't get me wrong, we're not only made up of slacking, do-nothing partiers. We've all had our scholarly moments filled with insightful, scientific, world-changing breakthroughs during our time at MFS. One of these moments occurred while watching MFS grow as a diverse community. It seems the more time we have spent in MFS, the more diverse it has become. But I believe the real question is, what exactly is diversity? I once read an old tale called Namrokra. This is another name for it, which I cannot pronounce. It's spelled something like A-N-C-H-O-R-M-A-N. It's not really important. This story tells that diversity is an old wooden ship used during the Civil War era. I'm not sure why the school would be concerned with the lack of an old wooden ship. But then again, I'm not sure about many of the things the school does. Well, this is a little awkward. Anyway, people who did not go to school with us would always question Moorestown Friends' rather small size. There was always the surprise remark from an outsider when they found out we didn't have a football team, the upper and middle schools shared one building, and that we dress up every 4 years as mythical and medieval creatures. And so what? We have some weird traditions. Literally, none of that matters. All that matters is that you look up here at us and you can see that we are just really ridiculously good looking. Honestly, what's more important in life than that? I guess it all started the first time I went through 2nd grade. I caught my reflection in a spoon while I was eating my cereal. And I remember thinking, wow, you're ridiculously good looking. Maybe you could do that for a career. I would obviously love to thank Moorestown Friend School for providing me with that spoon. However, it's not only me who knew what they wanted to do as a career from an early age. We've all smelled desire at one time or another. While some of us thought it smelled like desire, others thought it just smelled like a turd covered in burnt hair. Desire smells like that to some people. On a serious note, though, I am so proud of every member of our graduating class. Every person is filled with desire, passion, and an overall drive to get what they want in life. Everyone knows that Brian White will someday be the president of the world. Alex Nork will be an Olympic gymnast. Alex Hovater will be living and surfing in Hawaii. Yeah. Megan Walker will probably have about 100 kids. Claire Ponticello will be a famous fashion designer. Alex Burst and Jake O'Donnell will be the best lacrosse players in the country. Liz Tatum, the next Barb Pryder. Jamie Harlan will be decorating homes of famous celebrities. Sam and Adrian Saludates will win the Nobel Peace Prize. Greg Yingling, Harrison Crone, and Kyle Costi will own the biggest zoo in the world. Vicki Martin will be a photographer for the National Geographic. Keith Consul, the craziest DJ in the States. Wyatt Chappelle, the next Mac Miller. And Stephanie Goodman, the CEO of her own business.